I think the idea came because of African realities. So it was not necessarily an adaptation, it was more of a reaction to the problems that already existed. The product was determined by the problems that we were trying to solve.
Matta est-elle sur le point de transformer l'industrie africaine? La start-up nigériane basée à Lagos a lancé en 2022 une application d'e-commerce spécialisée et novatrice. Le principe, servir de lien entre les producteurs de produits chimiques et leurs clients dans l'industrie. Un producteur de soda a besoin d'un ingrédient spécifique, il peut passer par l'application. Un fabricant de vêtements recherche un colorant rare indispensable à la teinture d'une de ses pièces. Matta, là encore, lui permet de dénicher le producteur idoine. BASF, Coca-Cola, Air Liquide ou encore Moteur, quelques-uns des principaux acteurs mondiaux du secteur industriel ont déjà recours au service de la start-up nigériane. Cette idée simple, personne ne l'avait eue en Afrique avant Mudiaga Mowoe, confronté à la problématique lorsqu'il travaillait pour Faire Corporation.
Many of the clients we had would come to us requesting for chemicals and raw materials that we didn't produce. So they would request for us to help them with logistics to deliver the goods to their locations, or they would request for financing, right? It became evident that there was a very big problem in the market where people didn't really have access to the chemicals and raw materials that they needed. And the guys who were on the buy side didn't know where to get the materials. The guys who were on the sell side didn't know who was buying the materials.
Le constat posé, il restait à forger ce chaînon manquant. L'idée de créer Matta commence à germer en 2017.
I knew exactly what functionalities I wanted it to have. The problem basically was visibility across the value chain. And the idea was to build a platform that basically allowed buyers to know where to get their products and allow sellers know where all the buyers they require are.
Pendant de longs mois, Mudiaga Mowoe va mûrir son idée. En 2019, une amie le convainc de sauter le pas et l'aide même à trouver ses premiers investisseurs.
In 2020, we decided to start designing the product, and in 2022, decided to launch. What we did was build a platform that had buy side, which is basically your merchants who would buy things on the platform, sell side, your vendors who would be able to upload their products on their digital storefronts on the platform, a credit side. So then you have the ability for credit service providers to look at the transactions occurring in the ecosystem and then decide who they wanted to finance.
Aubry Ruby, cofondatrice de Tofino Capital, qui a été parmi les premiers investisseurs à soutenir Matta, est persuadée de la pertinence du modèle économique de l'entreprise.
I think the challenge of African markets across sectors, not just in chemicals, is one of fragmentation, right? So you have a lot of informal traders. There are many middlemen in many sectors that are moving products. Often they're performing a bundling role, wholesaling, and then distributing into smaller batches. So a platform like Matta is adding much needed efficiency and transparency into the market and giving the buyers then predictability about their key chemical inputs.
À Lagos, le patron de Colorworks Chemicals, une entreprise spécialisée dans la vente de produits chimiques aux industriels, a recours au service de Matta depuis plus d'1 an. Il en mesure déjà les bénéfices.
The ease of using the app and also the gain that we are getting from Matta. Let me give you a simple example. When you buy anything from Matta, they deliver to you. But when you buy anything from Matta, they will supply you. Those are the practical things that they've been able to do that. For Matta stepping in, it has really improved our numbers in terms of sales and in terms of also surpassing our targets.
2 ans après le lancement de Matta, le pari est déjà en passe d'être gagné. Matta, en 2024, c'est 4000 utilisateurs, dont 60% de vendeurs et 40% d'acheteurs. De grandes entreprises comme Coca-Cola ou BASF qui côtoient des PME et TPE. Et une offre qui se décline sur 16 marchés différents. Les principaux, pétrole et gaz, agrochimie, pharmacie, produits d'hygiène et d'entretien, ainsi que les peintures et revêtements. Depuis le lancement de la plateforme, pas moins de 1,8 million de tonnes de produits ont été échangés par le biais de la plateforme. Un business très rentable.
So basically, we generate revenue in three critical ways. From product side, so the commissions we get on the sales that we make. The logistics side, so the revenue we make from moving the products from one location to another. And the credit side, the commissions we make from financing.
Déjà bien implanté au Nigeria, Matta opère également au Sénégal, au Ghana, au Togo, au Bénin ou encore en Afrique du Sud. Et Mudiaga ne compte pas s'arrêter en si bon chemin.
We recently registered in Tanzania. And so right now we want to go from just West Africa and Southern Africa into the East African market.
I think that they will grow in two main ways. One is geographic footprint, so new markets. The second area of growth is along the actual value chain of the transaction. So there may be other value-added services that both the seller of the chemicals, the producer of the chemicals, and the buyer need.
Et le potentiel pour Matta est plus que prometteur. Sur le continent, le marché des produits chimiques et matières premières, c'est 600 milliards de dollars par an. Un chiffre que la start-up nigériane devrait contribuer à faire croître. Car si des systèmes similaires existent en Europe, aux États-Unis ou encore en Asie, Matta est sur le continent africain à l'avant-garde.
I think the idea came because of African realities. So it was not necessarily an adaptation, it was more of a reaction to the problems that already existed. The product was determined by the problems that we were trying to solve.
Well, I think Matta is critical, right? And if you are going to have value-added production or add value to, say, the minerals that is abundantly available in African markets, then you're going to need some inputs to do that. And, you know, maybe there's another version where Africa is also a producer of some of those chemicals. Some of those things maybe could become exports as well. But for now, at least, Matta is bridging a critical gap by bringing in inputs necessary for industrial production. So in that sense, they are supporting value addition on the continent.
Une dimension essentielle aux yeux de Mudiaga Mowoe, qui en fait le cœur de la mission qu'il entend donner à Matta.
Right, or our tagline, it is developing sustainable African economies. The bedrock of any economy that exists today is the manufacturing sector. And we believe that if we do our job right, we will basically be able to enable the sustainability of economies.